Hey guys, welcome to Three Peas in a Pod. I'm David,
My name is Andrew.
My name's Haley.
and let's get started. So, I want to ask how y'all's week has been. It's been a pretty busy week for me. So, what do y'all think? How's y'all week been going?
It's been fine. I guess I had a lot of funny stuff going on.
Alright.
It's been alright my week.
Alright, now on to more serious matters. And this is where we're going straight into it. Alright. That being said, I do have an announcement. We are working on a project that I think is going to be pretty cool. Depending on what your taste is in media, this would be very enjoyable for y'all. So keep an eye out. It should be coming out not like anytime soon, but it's coming out. All right.
Soon. Just
Yeah.
soon.
At some point. Okay. So let's talk about politics. Because why not? So the election is a pretty big deal. It's happening in about 4 weeks, and to say the least, I'm excited and nervous. I don't know how y'all are feeling right now. So if y'all were to just put a little tidbit of what y'all's thoughts is.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty shocked about it or surprised about it because we may never know if Biden will win or Trump will win. I mean, Trump's got a pretty good chance of winning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, because you mean that he's not running anymore. Biden. He's not running. Is that what you mean?
No, he's gonna run president again.
No, he's
What?
not.
He's not.
He dropped out.
He dropped
I
out.
know.
So why is he
not
running for
confused.
president? Oh yeah, I understand. This is confusing. It is confusing. But all right, Haley, what are your thoughts? All right.
Well, I think it could be important because I don't know, the world economy by itself already is not going in a good plan, and the next president is so crucial to what will happen, and also honestly, on who becomes president could determine the rest of the United States history. Just saying.
I agree. This is kind of a pivotal point in U.S. history, and that is a big word. I learned that. Okay, I didn't just learn it, but it's a big word, and I don't like to use big words, but it is a pivotal moment in American history because, what's happening right now isn't necessarily good. People are upset about the economy. Some people are delusional and think the economy is just fine. But I do see it where we are. The economy is pretty bad. People are on strike at the docks, and my problem is we have enough money to give illegal immigrants upward of 20,000. I think I heard there was someone who got $20,000 that came in illegally. And how come we're not helping these people that are on strike because they're not getting paid enough and they're struggling to feed their families? Or, for instance, the hurricane that happened in Florida, and there's going to be another one. It's a Category 5. It's going to go through Tampa. But why aren't we helping those people out? And I don't know. That's just something to chew on there and something to think about. Why are we helping people that are breaking the law coming in here whenever we have law-abiding citizens that are dying, literally dying? But people aren't really happy, and I think this election can change a lot of stuff either way. It can make things better or make things worse depending on who wins. But I don't know. What do y'all think?
Yeah, about those people that the U.S. government, the illegals that's paying them. To be fair, technically, why those people, they're running away from their countries, right? But they're bringing their ideas too. Get it? So of those people voted for all the wrong things in their country. Are they gonna bring the same ideas here, and they're gonna make it the same history?
That was a very, very good thing that you just said, because so a lot of them are coming from third world countries, and it's not necessarily voters' fault that their countries collapsed, but realistically, there's a reason why they collapsed, and I totally agree that if they come, what ideas are they bringing? If we have some people come in from Cuba, it might be Soviet stuff. It might be just something that can harm the country even more that it's already been harmed. And I don't really know why we're paying people to come here whenever they're just cutting in line. And I think that's extremely unfair to people that actually want to come in and like actually want to change their life, because there is some people, obviously it's not easy to live in a third world country, but it doesn't make it right to come in and basically just I'm gonna use the word destroy an economy, because they're getting taken advantage of by people that want like free labor. Basically, they're taking advantage of the system, and I think it's an all around abomination of what's happening. I'm not happy about it, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't understand. Like, obviously, some people are actually seeking asylum, but then they bring the bad people over here because they're looking for them. So let's say someone's running from a very bad group of people. Then they come to the U.S. Then those bad group of people are going to send people to come to the U.S. And then they're like, hey, I kind of like it here. So
yeah,
we see that in Ohio, right? They took over a hotel. People from El Salvador.
Yeah, I think not just the ideas, but also their customs, like
so I don't
Ohio and the dogs y todo.
Yeah, but the customs I don't necessarily have a problem with, because I think culture is culture, and I think it's the U.S. doesn't really have a lot of its own culture, from what I see, and what we do have is kind of bits and pieces from everyone else. So culture isn't my problem, but what I do have a problem with is, for instance, them eating the dogs and the cats, and in Ohio. It's not even that they ate the dogs and the cats, it's the fact that they needed to.
Yeah.
So it's like they shouldn't have had to in the US. Because a lot of these people are from, what is it called? Okay, it doesn't Haiti, yeah. A lot of these people are from Haiti, and Haiti's a terrible place. I know a lot of people that lived in Haiti for a while, and they told me that it was a very dangerous place. But basically they shouldn't have come here illegally, so the dogs and cats should not have been eaten in the U.S. But my problem is, now that they are in the U.S., we should take care of them, but they shouldn't be top priority, because we have actual citizens suffering.
Did you say eat dogs and cats?
They were eating the dogs and cats. And
like
geese.
They're hanging them, like for like some spiritual something.
So my understanding is they were eating it because that's what they like grew up doing. So I mean, I understand it. It does. I mean, obviously, depending on what your thought is on animals, this will either not matter to you or will matter to you a lot. Personally, I think it's a little weird. Yet again, that's not what I grew up in. So I'm going to kind of keep an open mind and be like, okay, that's what they did. So other than that, a lot of these dogs were owned by other people. So, I mean, that's kind of destruction of property. But that being said, this election is extremely important. Our podcast has kind of turned in more to a lot more about politics, and honestly, I kind of like it for like a little bit, because it's kind of a breath of fresh air. But you know, politics doesn't just directly affect the country; it affects a lot of other countries around us. You know, I just think it's funny, and I say this mostly because I didn't know this until like 3 weeks ago, but people don't want Trump in office so bad that Iran put a hit on him. A whole country put a bounty on a candidate's head, and whether you like Trump or not, I don't like Kamala. That being said, I think it's immature and wrong to put a hit on any person that is running for president, or any person in general. There has been 2 assassination attempts on President Trump, and I think it was honestly embarrassing, because these were grown men and women. Well, I don't know about women, but you know, grown people that are conspiring to kill a presidential candidate, and I find it disgusting that people think that that's acceptable behavior. But you know, you just kind of gotta pray. I hope President Trump doesn't get shot. I hope Kamala doesn't get shot, because that's not right. I don't wish pain or death on anyone. But the fact that a whole country has to put a bounty on someone, that tells me that they are either scared or they have a benefit from him going away. So I don't know what y'all's thought is, but I kind of think it's a little suspicious. But
I mean, Trump, he's a very good guy. He's like, he kept the economy high and balanced, and also he like took immigrants seriously too. But now that Biden's here, he's letting him in. And the reason why is probably because he doesn't see what's going on here. Because he lives up north.
So, on that, I think they do have something to gain from shipping in illegals. They get free votes, and it's a little suspicious. That being said, let's talk about our local community and how it affects our local community. So Trump was building his wall, and it is an equal pass. It's like straight that way. It didn't get to go all the way across, sadly. But, you know, how it affects our local community, I've seen a lot more Trump signs than I've seen Kamala, and that kind of tells you the outcry that we have right now. A lot of people are tired of, and like my friend, his grandpa owns a farm, like right over here. It's on the border, like the wall cuts through his property, and he said that his grandpa used to have to stay up all night and basically scare off the illegals because they would cut through his fence and destroy his fence. And listen, if you want to come in illegally, that's one thing. But whenever you come in and destroy other people's property that they worked hard for...
That's another thing.
Exactly. So, I'm just saying, he had a chain link fence and they would destroy it. And it gets to a point where chain link isn't cheap anymore. So, especially with inflation, what would have been a $50 repair might be $100 to $200 repair on a fence. And I don't think it's fair that other people... I think it's selfish, honestly, whenever people destroy something else because they want to do something. But I know I think it's important, even if it's something as small as a fence or something as big as a house. I think it's just disrespectful to come in and destroy someone else's property. And that's kind of what's been the big deal.
I definitely noticed that in this election, I think people don't want to get that involved in politics and more fighting, because I remember in 2020, like, by March, half the people in my neighborhood already had like the posters of who they were voting for. And now, like, we're like 4 weeks from the election, and yes, in my neighborhood there's like 10 Trump posters and one Kamala one. That I feel like this year people don't want to get that political because 2020 what it kind of caused.
So actually, after watching the debates, this word was thrown around a lot: fear mongering, and they said that Trump was doing that. And hear me out. I feel like that's kind of what they've been doing from the Democratic side. That's kind of what they've been doing the whole time. It's been fear-mongering. But mostly because people feel uncomfortable to share their beliefs and their standards and stuff. And that's whenever a society will crumble, is whenever people stop talking about their beliefs and not arguing. There's a difference between arguing and talking. JD Vance. Hopefully future vice president. He, in my opinion, is the perfect example of talking about your beliefs without belittling the other person speaking, because I watched his VP debate, and honestly I was very impressed. He's very well spoken, and he's very respectful, and I honestly have not seen any of that from the other side. And obviously Trump, he's kind of rough around the edges, but I think as a leader, you kind of need to be, especially whenever I think this is a pretty big danger of going south real quick. So I think he's just more so trying to establish his seriousness of wanting to run this country, and hopefully that comes true.
I do agree with JD Vance. I think I didn't see the whole debate, but I saw clips of it, and yes, he was very well spoken, and I'm surprised because he's really young. And I feel like, not saying a young president, but a young vice president, that would be good, because like it also it's good to like open like to like, because he's 40.
Yeah.
It'll be, and he has little kids. It'll be like good to get that point of view from someone that high in the position.
So recently we've had very old candidates. Biden almost being 80, and Trump he's getting up there. He's like 77, 78. He's 78, and I think it's going to be very cool to have someone being mentored in the president or in the White House, having someone being mentored that young, and then whenever he comes in, maybe he'll be like 50, like in his 50s, maybe once he gets in presidency, JD Vance. But I think it's cool because we'll have someone that's going to be mentored by, in my opinion, a very good president. And honestly, hopefully it's kind of like a dynasty. And I know that sounds stupid. I'm using sports terms. but kind of like, hey, we're bringing in these young people, and they're gonna learn good ethic, good work, and they're gonna see
They're gonna
the
get
pressure in the White
example.
House. Exactly, and they're not gonna go in there unexperienced. And honestly, I'm excited for that.
So on election day, I'm pretty surprised. I'm like, it's like we're depending on who will win. If it's Trump, we'll go back to it was back in like 2017, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those were like golden, right?
Yep.
But if it's Biden again, it may like still corrupt the country and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know really how good this presidency has been, and that tells you how bad it's been, because I haven't heard anything good about it, and I haven't heard anything bad about it, and that just kind of tells me that our government has played no role in the way that the country's being run, and if they are, it's a very small role, and obviously I do want the government to have a smaller role in my life. I don't want to be controlled by the government. That being said, whenever Trump was in office, all I heard was good things, and it wasn't, obviously there was a lot of bad things being said about Trump at the time. I remember very vividly, but it wasn't even like, it had nothing to do with his presidency, the things that were being said about him that were bad. But what was good was everybody was like excited because like gas was extremely cheap. I remember whenever we went to the store, I got to get stuff, and that never happened, you know? So I was just saying, 2019, Trump was in presidency, was probably one of my favorite years ever. And
Oh yeah.
I haven't had a year like that since the new presidency, because I had no worries whenever Trump was in office, and now I wake up every day and I'm like, let me look at the news. We're probably being invaded. I don't know. This is an interesting time. We're not telling you who to vote for, but I will say we are a conservative podcast. But our views are set, and now I need to ask the important question: are your views set? Because that's going to make or break this election and the country. And you know, I don't really know what else to say. And I would just like to say, see y'all later. This was a very fun episode.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank y'all for watching.
don't forget to like and subscribe. All right. Bye.
Bye.